Hey, what's up? It's Pat here. You guys are listening to episode 132 of the Smith Squad podcast. Why do I gotta accentuate that? The Smith Squad podcast. You know what I freaking hate, man? Are people that get mad when you're late to something. You're late to a stream. Okay, I gotta rant about this, dude. You gotta understand something, guys. You gotta understand. Listen, YouTube is screwed up. So how it works is when you're about to live stream, basically what happens is you set the time that you're expecting you will be ready to stream. So I'll usually say like, okay, I'm gonna give myself 45 minutes to open up my game, kind of warm up, play a little bit of zombies, do whatever I'm doing, kind of get the voice, the vocal cords warmed up. And, then I'll usually make a coffee. I might shower beforehand if I haven't done so previous today. Speaking of which, I probably need to do. My hair is looking crazy. Anyways, I do that kind of stuff. And I'm usually pretty good at getting there within 5 minutes of these things, okay? Like, I'm here and I'm good. Let's say I'm starting at 2 o'clock, all right? 1:59 will roll around. And there's this new trend that YouTube has done that they make it so like it'll be counting down the timer, all right? 3 minutes, 2:59, 2:58. It'll go 2 minutes, 1:59, 1:58. And then it'll go 1 minute, 59, 58, 0. It just cuts to 0. And then there's these people that just, like, the worst kind of person on the planet, man. Like, you must be a fun person to be around. That just go, late! I freaking hate those people, man, because it's like, listen. Do you feel good? Are you? This is starting this episode with a rant, but it's just like people. It's like they must feel good. You must get a sense of self entitlement of late. He's late. I'm shocked, flabbergasted. How could he be late? The thing is like. I'm late to every single stream. I'm 2 minutes late every single day because I every time it gets me that I'm like, oh shoot, that if I want my stream to start at 2, I actually have to start at 1:59 for me not to be considered late. But the thing is I don't want to start right on time because I want to give people a chance to actually get there, right? People go late. I'm self-entitled late. Like, listen, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm the asshole. Maybe I'm the guy that should be on time. You know what I mean? But I think the thing is people need to understand is YouTubers are always late. Like, if you're gonna live your life expecting YouTubers to be on time to anything, you're gonna have a bad time. Whether you're a fan and you watch people live stream or anything, Lex's 1 million subscriber video. That's a little bit late. Yeah, it's what we do. Okay, we're freaking so fortunate to be where we are, and we're just so bad at time management. Like, YouTubers are the worst at time management. And it's really funny because I think about it like, I feel so bad for people in the business industry and this new industry and stuff that are kind of from like the past generation where like, maybe like, I don't know, you work for some company and now you're starting to kind of get into like the social media influencer side of things where you're getting like YouTubers to promote your games and you're talking with YouTubers and all this stuff because we're like the worst people to deal with on the planet. We're so late, man. We're so late with everything. Like, we're terrible. And we're just these new kids that just, I like making YouTube videos. And then some of us, it just blows up for us. It's random. It comes in out of nowheres. No expectations of this happening. We weren't expecting it to happen. And then we're just like 19 with this business that we don't know how to run. We just know how to make YouTube videos. So it's kind of funny in that sense. Like, everyone's late. I'm actually a pretty punctual guy. Like, I'm usually late to my stream by a minute or two, but I'm not. I value people's time. And like, if someone says we're gonna do this at this time, I will be there at that time. And that's it, man. That's it. Like, I will be late, but I will feel bad. Except for like friends, I'm really bad at like my girlfriend. You could ask her. I'm always late to hang out with her. I'll be like, all right, yeah, let's hang out at 7. And she lives like 15 minutes away, so I'll leave at 7. Be like, sorry. So it's freaking, I don't know, man. It's freaking. Maybe it's my fault, but don't be late. Being late's not a good trait. I think in high school I was a pretty punctual guy. Less punctual now, but that's that. So anyways, hey, how you doing? Just checking in on ya. Been listening to a lot of the Bill Burr podcast. I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan that there's other people out there that do the solo podcast. Fun fact, you should never name your podcast. Pro tip for anyone that has a podcast out there, don't call your podcast a solo cast. And this is the reason why, okay? Solo cast is one letter, just one change from holocast, okay? And holocast is one letter added away from Holocaust. So I don't know why, but I just feel like it doesn't look right to call something a solo cast. I saw a podcast on iTunes that called themselves a solo cast, and all I just saw was Holocaust. Like, I don't know if that's me, but they're similar words, okay? And it's not an advertiser friendly word, Holocaust. YouTube's been all on that, man. It was like that, right? YouTube was, for a little bit, we were kind of on this shaky ground where the ads went away. There was a month or two, I guess, kind of depending what your channel was like. And basically, you know what happened is all the advertisers left YouTube. And every YouTuber, their butthole just clenched up just a little bit tighter than it ever has before, because it was pretty much the scariest thing I've ever seen happen on YouTube. Like, don't get me wrong, people freak out about YouTube, man. They freak out. What happens? One thing is changing. You guys, I don't know if you remember the YouTube Red controversy. YouTube Red is going to make it so that you don't have to watch advertisements, okay? So they're going to be taking away advertisements from the YouTubers. YouTube's going to take the whole $10, the monthly premium that you're paying, and YouTubers are going to get nothing. It's going to ruin YouTube. It's going to destroy their site. That wasn't how it was working. My mom even sent me an email about that one, okay? PewDiePie's a Nazi, people said. My mom sent me a thing on that one too, okay? The adpocalypse, though. The most significantly and actually detrimental and impactful thing, the most impactful thing I've ever seen affect in creators, really, because like, you take away the money on YouTube and there's nothing. I shouldn't say there's nothing, but you get 2008 YouTube with cat videos and Smosh in their room singing, right? But as soon as you add money to the equation, you have people like me and all the other people that do it full time. They can make a video every single day. They can live stream every single day. They can do this, that, and the other thing, right? But as soon as you take away the money, it screws everyone over. So that like the apocalypse, man, is like, it's still an issue for sure for a lot of creators. But you know what is really, it's just, I don't know, man. It's a bit of an issue. But I guess it kind of depends on your content, right? The people I feel worse for is H3H3, to be honest. They're in that, they're not like completely unmonetizable, but they would be in the category of like not all advertisers. Basically, YouTube has made it so you have green, yellow, red. So my channel is green. Like, even though it's Call of Duty, it's family friendly content. I guess I am killing zombies, but like, I don't really swear in it. Sometimes I'll roast people's moms, but that's pretty much it, right? So that's I'm fine. Like, I when it was going strong, it was an issue, but then they got their thing sorted. I was like, okay, we're good. We're back to normal. So I'm not really worrying. But H3H3, man, is like, they're at a point where they're in a lawsuit. And it's like a real lawsuit, man, where you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers' fees. Side note, screw lawyers, man. Freaking lawyers, like, you need them, but I hate them. I don't want to say I hate them, but they suck. They suck, okay? They're so freaking, like, expensive. and they make you feel good, and then like things just take too long, and it's like, no, lawyers are really expensive, okay? Like, they're so expensive. It's something you need. And a lot of all that is just like, oh, it's terrible. So H383, I feel really bad for them. They're in a lawsuit. But it was awesome that the YouTube community stood up and like supported them, sent them like a ton of money. Like, it was hundreds of thousands of dollars, man. I'm sorry. My dad's a lawyer, fam. Listen, man. I'm sure he's a great guy, but the occupation of lawyer is a, let me use my words rightly here, is a, it's a slimy, listen, I haven't had good experience with lawyers in the past, and I just put a very sour taste in my mouth. And the thing is, like, they do, you know, like I said, man, they do good work. You know, you need lawyers. Like, I don't want to learn these things, but they're so expensive, and every time I've gotten a lawyer, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be this much, and then it's like, oh no, it's actually this much. Like, it's always just so much more expensive. I'm sorry if your parents are lawyers. I'm sure they're great people, but it's the occupation itself that I think just breeds, like, I don't know, man, but I just had not good experiences. Anyways, listen, man, listen. I guess the other thing is, you can't just say I'm not saying all lawyers are bad, you know? It's like when people say all cops are bad. Like, no, not at all. You know what, though? Not gonna lie. I was talking about this with my friend the other day. I was like, dude, American cops scare me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the news or what, but I've been in like LA a few times, and I'll see them on the side of the road pulling someone over, and they're just so intimidating with their like brown suits. I'm like, oh my God. I don't want to get pulled over, you know? I don't know what it is, man. Greasy. I think that's a fair. It's a bit of a, yeah. Anyways, whatever. Sorry, lawyers. But here in Canada, like, we have RCMP, the Mounties is what they call them, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They're pretty nice. They're pretty cool. So what's up? This has been a pretty ranty start to the freaking show, man. Like, how long has it been? When was the last episode? It was when I got back from Dominican. It was April. It's been 2 months. I'm just checking in on ya, as Bill Burr would say. Yeah, so I've been gone for a little bit, and you guys are probably like, where the heck has this man been? You know what, really? I didn't choose to stop. I kind of let it happen. And it was like, can't talk about it, guys. I'm sorry. This is the thing. It's the question's been asked over and over and over again. It's like, why have you not done the podcast? And it's like, I can't even begin to explain it, because as soon as I begin to explain it, you're going to put the pieces together, and I'm going to reveal something I'm not supposed to talk about. So, all I'm going to say is, and this applies to why I haven't been uploading Pokemon either, because I kind of wanted to do it on this channel, and I never really got around to it, right? But the thing was, man, is I was like, okay, I gotta make a decision, okay? We only got so much time. I'm gonna speak a little vaguely here. We got so much time in our lives, in our world, and you gotta make the most of it, right? You gotta make the most of it. And basically, with that, you got an option, okay? I got YouTube. It's my job. And YouTube, over the last few months, has started like doing really well again, you know, with the Zombies Chronicles, and when we had it on Xbox One and all that stuff, when Black Ops 1 came to Xbox One, or Black Ops 2 came to Xbox One, rather, things went well. Things went really, really well, right? So, like, I was at this point where, okay, YouTube, you know, I was kind of going over to Pokemon just because I feel like Zombies wasn't really doing all that well. And you proposed in the Dominican. Yes, that's it. You caught me. I'm getting married. No. So YouTube, like, Zombies started doing really well, enough to maintain the channel and really start growing it again. And for me, it was like, I got this channel, I got the Smith Plays, and this is a huge time commitment, right? Like, it's a lot of hours every single day. He's having a kid. Yes, that's it too. Both. So I'm doing. If you're listening to this on iTunes, which by the way, rip SoundCloud. My subscription to SoundCloud expired, so all the episodes on SoundCloud are done. Anyways, basically, Chael started doing well is what I'm getting at, and things just kind of came, and I was like, listen, man, I gotta make a decision like of how I want to spend my time, and I could spend my whole day on YouTube, and then it's like, do I really want to spend like the rest of my day, like do I really want to spend my free time also doing that? And the truth is, man, like, there's things you can do with your life. You can do that. And for a while I did want to do that, but I was just like, no, like I have YouTube for a reason. And after I've done YouTube all day long, I don't want to, I just was like, I don't really want to do this, man. I don't really want to sit down and just talk or do another Pokemon stream and all that kind of stuff. But basically, he secretly hates zombies. No, like, I'm loving YouTube right now. It's been going really well. But it's just like, gotta make the most of your time. And it's a harsh reality. I'm sure people, if there would be someone that would watch me stream for 24 hours, and people would, even if I stream for 20 hours, people would say more, don't stop, right? And you just gotta be willing to you gotta cut people off. You gotta cut people off. So I don't know. That's just where I've been. I've just been like, no, I gotta spend my time in a good way, and I got YouTube on top of that. And it's like, my hobbies shouldn't also include YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like YouTube is this main thing, and if I want to if I want to do something, it shouldn't be like, oh, what do I want to do for fun? Also YouTube. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why, like, I was really wanting to get in on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? On the Pokemon, like doing daily, maybe not daily Pokemon, but quite a few. And I was just like, I can't let that happen. I can't let that happen because I'm just not gonna have enough time to live the rest of my life. So that's just where I'm at. But that being said, hey, what's up? Welcome to the podcast. I'm back. I just need to take a little bit of time. All I can say for you is, I don't know how long the podcast will last. It's not here for a long time, but it's going to be here for a good time. Pat is addicted to speedruns. That's the other thing, dude. I've been, like, really weird this last 2 weeks on YouTube. Okay, so what's been going on is, man, I've been going for hard challenges, right? Like, world record Origins solo Easter egg speedrun with no gobblegums. That's probably one of the hardest things I can imagine. Even the Pack-a-Punch challenge is a tough one, right? And for me, speedrunning is a full-time gig. That is such an accurate statement from Starman. Yeah, speedrunning is a full-time gig. It takes a lot. And it's really funny because, like, as far as views go, if I would just play Origins all day, if I just played Origins, and even if I don't beat it, but I practice and I keep going for that world record, that gets more views and more subscribers than, like, playing any other different map. Just 1 sec, I'm gonna freaking, like, suck up some gross stuff into my nose because allergy season, it's coming out. My nose is dripping like a faucet. I can't handle it. 1 second. Okay, there's gonna be a awkward moment of silence, and you're gonna be listening to this, like, at work or somewhere, and you're gonna be like, what's going on? I don't hear anything. Just give me a second, okay? Just give me a second. Wasn't so hard. You're like, what? I miss that dead air. But okay, we're good. I just had to, if you're watching this on YouTube, you have to watch me, like, suck all the juices into my nose, and I don't have a freaking Kleenex. It's not even like that kind of allergy. It's just like everything. Anyways, you don't need to know the current situation on my nose. I'm good. You wouldn't be, like, grossed out with me if you were face to face with me. Is enough to say. Anyways, so Pack-a-Punch challenges, world record speedruns, they're not a guaranteed win, okay? And I feel like there's a small majority of people that are very upset because I don't complete the challenge. So, like, let's say, example, I'm going to go through my channel as an example through the last week, okay? So, today we did the Nuketown Pack-a-Punch challenge. We failed. Yesterday we did the Verrucht round 50 speedrun challenge. Didn't make it to round 50. The day before that, we did 3 hours of Origins, never beating it. Then the next stream, we actually got it. So that was a second place world record, right? So in those 4 streams right there, 25% success rate. But when you get it, it was a huge accomplishment, right? If we want to go back a little bit more, Shadows of Evil, okay? Shadows of Evil Pack-a-Punch Challenge, failed. Origin Speedrun, failed. Origin Speedrun, again, failed. My best speedrun ever on Origins, success, but it was a glitched out. It was like an hour 30 speedrun, right? So we've been having a lot of, let me do another 4, okay? Killer to Toten, that was just like a whatever stream, just showing you guys stuff. Dire Eyes Pack-a-Punch Challenge, failed. Extinction, that was kind of whatever. But then, 5 All Guns Pack-a-Punched. Boom, another one. You know what I mean? So, it was a lot of, I'm doing a lot of, like, difficult challenges now on the channel, and I really enjoy that. I think that is awesome. Because I would rather do a challenge that I don't know I'm gonna beat, that you guys don't know I'm gonna beat. I would rather do a challenge that that is high risk, high reward. You know what I mean? Like we did Nuketown today. Spoiler, we didn't beat it. But for me, it's kind of like I would rather have that risk than just do a basic challenge or like, oh, we're just going to be, you know, like Killer Toten remastered with PhD Flopper. Like that was a mod. That was whatever. That was a fine stream, but it really wasn't that difficult. It really wasn't that exciting. We just played Killer Toten. Let's going back through here a little bit through some other streams. Starting group challenges. You know, those are fun. See how far you can get. But the world record speed runs, the world record like 50 speed runs, Pack-a-Punch challenge, kind of want to get on those 100% challenges. Those add a lot of difficulty. And they're difficult. And they're rewarding. So I guess, you know, what I'm getting at is like, there's excuse me. It's the ones where you don't know if you're going to beat it. And I guess people don't like them because they don't want to watch it if I'm not going to beat it. But I think that's what makes it special, right? That's what makes it special is that you don't know if I'm going to beat it. There's that suspense. Excuse me, I dropped my pen. I like to play with a pen when I stream. Anyways, so for me, where I'm at, it's like I would rather do a difficult challenge that I might not beat that's real. I feel much better about that. Doing Nuketown today. I said, I don't know if I'm going to beat this, man. I don't know if I'm going to beat this, but if I do, it's going to be super awesome. And even if we don't, it's a good challenge, right? But a 2-box challenge. Okay, I got my 2 guns. I've pack-a-punched my 2 guns. Oh, what round are we going to get to? That's getting boring to me. And the thing with YouTube is you gotta be willing to evolve. And you know, people say like, oh, stop doing Origins over and over and over again. But the truth is, the masses like it. And there's a vocal minority of people that don't like when you do that. They don't like when you fail challenges. And I understand that. But the thing is with YouTube is, and people don't like to hear this, but you got to be willing to adapt. You got to be willing to end things, right? And you got to know when to do that. Like I stopped doing top 5s for a while, and I kind of want to get more into them, right? But for me, right, it's people complain about things, and I understand that, but it's really just they're missing the fact that as a YouTuber, you have to be able to adapt to things. And Origin speedrunning, like doing the same map over and over and over. That's a different thing, you know. That's not something that you would normally do. That's not something you would see a year ago. Star is a blatant copycat. That's funny. that's actually like such shade thrown at Star. Dude, friggin' Star, man. He's the master. He's the legend. I gotta say, he got an hour 3 on Black Ops 3 Origins. He's got 52 minutes on Black Ops 2 Origins, and he said he's got room for improvement on Black Ops 3 Origins. So. How do I get a girlfriend? That's a great question. That's a great question, man. How do you get a girlfriend? Don't want a girlfriend. That's my number one reason. How to get a girlfriend is don't want a girlfriend. Girls, man, and I saw at least one girl. I know Emitry was here. I hit her up with that mod. I'm seeing all my my Smith Plays mods, and I'm modding them for this channel. But I know I saw at least one girl here earlier. I don't know if there's any girls in the chat here because we're doing this live on more Smith Plays. But how do you get a girlfriend? I think the number one way to get a girlfriend is don't want a girlfriend. I swear to God, it sounds so opposite of the way it should work. But man, when you want a girlfriend and you're like kind of desperate on it, girls can smell that. Girls can smell that from a mile away. Yeah, Axel is like, answer that question. I'm lonely AF. Exactly, dude. Girls can smell your loneliness. Girls can smell your desperation from a mile away. I don't know what it is with girls, man, but they know. Girls aren't dumb, man. It's just like a natural instinct that they are born with, that they can smell your desperation. They can smell your like just like intense, you know. And girl here. Okay, we got a few girls here, and okay. Okay. We got Caden White says pee on her to show dominance. Okay, there you go. So listen, it's just the number one thing, man. It's like, if you really want a girl, the chances of them wanting you are much less than if you show. And I'm sorry, girls, this is like so rude. Yeah, like every girl here. Okay, Lucy A, she's like, we know, it's true, man. But the sad thing is, and girls hate this, and I'm sorry, girls, but it's the truth is, a lot of the time, and this isn't 100%. Nothing I'm saying here is 100%, but it's generalities that I've learned over the years. As a 21-year-old, I'm definitely not a master, but yeah, girls could tell when you're too thirsty. I'm so sorry, girls, but this is it's really manipulative. I'm sorry, but this is the best way to make a girl want you. Is, I mean, number one, like, you kind of got your bases covered. If I'm gonna be honest, okay, you got to be in decent shape. Like, you don't want to be overweight. If you can be fit, that's good, but just don't be like, you know, fat. I'm sorry, but it helps. Okay, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Okay, number one, physical appearance. Listen, we can't change the way our faces look. You know, if I could, I'd have a jawline like Avery. We can't all do that. I got a bit of a weak chin, okay? But you can influence down here, okay? And you can work out. You can have a nicer body, you know. Treat her like crap so you want you more. No. Nope. No. Not that far. That's what people think. That's not true. That's not what I'm gonna say, actually. Okay, we're gonna get our bases covered here. So this is gonna be the Smith Plays guide to getting a girlfriend. I've only ever had 2 girlfriends in my life, but both girlfriends I've ever had. My first relationship was a 4.5-year relationship, and now I've been dating a girl for like 1.5 years. So maybe I'm not very good at getting girls, but I'm good at keeping them. How about that? Okay. I think so, anyways. Anyways, I had a stint there. I was single for 1.5 years, and I definitely learned some things. This is what I'm speaking out of in university. Work on the body, okay? That's number one thing. The more physically attractive you are, it makes it easier. Number two, man. Number two, what do I think? Number two is personality. You really got to work on your personality. And it's like, have a good personality. How do you have a good personality? People are like, just be you. Which, yes, kind of. But, like, you know, it's like, I don't even know how you to say personality, because, like, that's the thing, right? It's like, it's you are you, and don't try to change that, right? Because if it's gonna become a relationship, like, you're not gonna be able to just not be you. But when you're meeting that girl, you kind of gotta not be like you. You kind of gotta be a little bit. I'm really freaking tall, so that helps, dude. Being tall helps. Not like, as you get older, you're gonna find being tall helps more. Like, when you're 16, it's not very good because you're hella lanky. But as you kind of like develop out a little bit, you get like 20, 25, I'm sure. Then you kind of fill out, and then you're tall. Yeah, being tall helps. But yeah, like, being able to carry a conversation well, man, and, you know, just not being nervous in front of girls, and really, like, that whole aspect. I gotta be honest, like, it's not something you can really just like get better at. It's not like you can just go to the gym. So I'll get back to that. But physical appearance, you know, work out, do what you can. Just don't be fat, because that hurts your chances a lot. Number two is be good at something. Okay, like, if you're good at something, it's so much more appealing to a girl. You know, if you have a skill, right? Even for me, like YouTube, a lot of people are like, that's crazy. For a girl, and for girls, like, that's not something that really appeals to them. But it's the fact that I'm good at something. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, you're famous. You know what I mean? But I remember the girls that, like, I was dating and I was seeing were like, they were like, how do I say it? Like, just showing a passion about something. That's a really important thing. And that's not even just for getting girls, but that's just in general. If you're someone that's passionate about anything, you're more interesting. Like, oh, you make YouTube videos, you know? That's interesting. That shows that you actually have like a passion for life, that you're an interesting person. Something, man. Like maybe you're into sports, maybe you're into instruments. Just be passionate about something. It's not even about, a lot of it is just about self-improvement as a person, man. You just got to work on yourself as a person. That's a big part of it. Like for me, when I broke up with my girlfriend and stuff, it was like I knew instantly, like I'd been dating this girl from like grade 8 through to university. So it was a long stint, okay? And I was like, okay, I'm single now. I gotta work out. I gotta work out. I gotta start working at stuff, you know. So my thing was like, okay, now that I'm single, I gotta work at YouTube. At the time, I had like 80,000 subscribers. No, I think I had like 100,000 subscribers right when we broke up. And then I was like, okay, all the time that I would spend with my girlfriend, I'm now gonna put into YouTube, and I'm just gonna grind on YouTube because I need to be good at something. I need to get in better shape because that's a good thing. So just things like that, I think. Overall, work at yourself as a person. As far as like the whole personality side go, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, is like the personality side. I mean, if you're younger, man, I would say like before 18, if you're like an anxious person, like isn't everyone anxious? You know what I mean? If you're nervous, friggin' high school, man, everyone's nervous. Everyone's insecure about themselves. Everyone's insecure. Everyone doesn't know what they're doing. The only thing that makes the people in high school that look like they know what they're doing is just confidence. Like in high school, what does anyone have over anyone in high school? It's so level playing field in high school. And really, like high school, and I think about it in a way, it's a lot easier because like all you got to do, have good hygiene, be in good shape, and like you're on a pretty level playing field, right? So now you just got to have like the personality, and you know, you just kind of got to like work at it. But you know, it's, you know, there's no like once you get to 30, even at my age now, like a lot of people I know out of high school, I'm doing way better than them. I'm not gonna like try to brag about that, but it's like, you know, I'm doing some cool stuff. I know a lot of people that are doing crazier stuff than me, but you know, doing some cool stuff, right? So that's important, to do cool stuff. Remember that. That's not where I was going with that. I just kind of like had a brain fart. But where I'm going with this is, and we're gonna get deeper into this. All right, is you know, as you branch out from high school, like you can go and you know, people become really talented, and they get skills, and they get a career, and they're killing it in life. But then there's also people that I know that are addicted to cocaine and Xanax, and like, you know what I mean? So as things go, people get higher and higher, and people get lower and lower in places. Like if you're a dude that was you know, if you're doing coke and stuff, I'm sure there's a girl for you, but like there's not gonna be a lot of girls that are into dudes, you know, railing coke off of toilet seats at the bar on Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because like I know people like that, so that's kind of why I'm talking about that. So like when you're in high school, you gotta balance. But I'm getting away from the point here. How do you get a girlfriend? Self-improvement. That's all that is. Okay, self-improvement. Just being rich count. Having money helps because you can take girls on dates. But honestly, girls don't really care about money, I don't think. I think wives probably care about money. But, like, girls don't care about money. You know, if you can afford to take them out for... If you could take them out for dinner, you know, you could take them out for a coffee, treat them a little bit. That's all you need, man. You like, you know, girls, money isn't a huge issue. And if you're gonna rely on having money, that's a huge crutch, man. You're like, oh, I have money, so I mean, there will be girls that will flock to you if you're older and you know you have money. There are those girls that only care the fact that you have money. But I think it's more important to work on yourself as a person, and so a girl can like you for your personality, right? But now I got to get to the real beans of the conversation here, guys. How do you get a girlfriend? This is the thing, man. And this is the thing that I wish so many people had told me when I was younger, and I just was so stupid about, and it took the website Reddit to help me out. Okay, our seduction, man, seriously, number one source on the internet for getting better with girls. It's all about being sexual, okay? And it's the truth, man, okay? I never understood this. It took me like till I was 20, 19 probably to figure this out. And I say sexual, I don't mean sex. I mean sexual. I mean flirting, okay? Have you ever been friend-zoned by a girl? Do you know why you've been friend-zoned by a girl? It's because you're a pussy. Okay, I've done it, and it was because I was a pussy. Because I was scared to make a move on her early when I met the girl. I was scared, and I thought, well, if I'm nice to her, if I'm friendly to her, then this girl is gonna want to date me. But that's not true. You need to put it out there that you're sexually attracted to this girl, as you are. That's why you're talking to her, okay? And people, I've done it, and I've been this mistake before, where I think, if I'm nice to her, maybe she'll like me. And then, we'll be hanging out one day and we'll just kiss. No. You're a man, and it's equal quality 2017, but you're still a man, and you gotta prove that, okay? So I'm not saying like you gotta have sex with her, but what I'm saying is you gotta be able to touch her. Okay, when you're talking to a girl, the number one way to connect with, if even any people, is to touch them. Okay, like, subtle things mean a lot, okay? So if you're talking to a girl, you're talking to her and you reinforce something, you pat her on the side, on the shoulder, you touch her hands. Little things like that lead a big way, okay? If you're scared to touch her, like, why would she want to date you? You know what I mean? I was not expected this, dude. I wasn't expected to talk about this either, but this is something that, like, I was so stupid about when I was younger, and people don't understand that. Is seriously, man, like, the number one thing that puts you in the friend zone is failure to physically engage with the girl you're trying to. Take notes. 10 out of 10. All right, Victoria, this girl gets it. Girls like it, man. Like, you gotta be able to touch them, and it's so simple, but physical touch, man. When you're just talking and you just brush their hand, like I said, if you go to the website Reddit Seduction, they've got a whole way of doing it, but it's like, the way you want to think about it is you want to not intentionally do it, right? So like I said, I don't know. Like, let's say she's got a ring. This is what I did with my recent girlfriend. Their first date is she had a ring or something, and I went and I touched her ring. I touched her hand. I said, "Oh, that's a nice ring. Are you married?" Like, joking around, right? And that's an indirect way to kind of to initiate that contact. And then, like, later on, I'd like grab the hand, and now that it's like the subconscious thing, and this is way more deep into it, but it's like the subconscious thing where you indirectly do it, and then that makes it okay with her, what you can directly do it. Like, here's my explanation of how this works, right? Is, okay, let's say you're walking down the street, right? And I don't know, let's say, like, there's different levels of your body where you're more uncomfortable to be touched, right? So let's say someone, like a homeless guy, comes up to you and he pats you on the arm, right? That's a very non-threatening area. Like, your arm, maybe the back of your shoulder, like, taps you on the shoulder. That's, like, very non-threatening, right? And that is, like, the first level, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you kind of got to work your way with this girl. You can't just be like, "Oh, I hope I kiss her." You got to be working that physical side of it, man. It's so key. Listen, I was a noob on it, and if people are just coming in, it's like, listen, I'm giving dating advice, all right? The Smith dates, all right? They're trying to hook you guys up. But seriously, like, if you're walking down the street, a man touches you on your shoulder or a very non-threatening area, that's kind of whatever, you know what I mean? You might be a little bit uncomfortable, but think about as that escalates, like, where places that would escalate. Okay, let's say he touches you on the small of your back, like the lower area of your back, maybe. He touches you on your thigh. That's a little bit more uncomfortable. You're like, what the heck, man? Right? Like, and that's the same way you got to look at it with a girl, is like, the outer areas, like your shoulders, your arm, maybe your hands, very comfortable. There's no big deal if you touch someone, you know, like whatever. You just, you know, you pat them on the shoulder. You're like, hey, good job, you know, whatever. But then you got places like your legs, maybe, or the small of your back, maybe your neck, where I don't even go neck yet. That's like, whoa. And then, like, imagine that homeless guy coming up and touching your face, okay? And that's like what I'm getting at, right? Is like people, and this is, I'm sure this works for girls too. It's just people, but or for girls to do it as guys. Is like people. You gotta like, you gotta go from not threatening up, right? You can't just go like you're hanging out and then just go ahead and go for the kiss. Yeah, you ever been in that situation where you want to go for the kiss with the girl? You're sitting right beside her. That's why it doesn't. That's why there's that, because you're going straight from hardly, like, not touching her to straight to the kiss, okay? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You got to go to the hands, and you know, you get comfortable with that. And then maybe you're leading her through a crowd, or you're going across the street. Small of the back, dude. Small of the back. Key point right there. I swear to God, every girl loves it when a guy will grab them by the small of the back. You lead them, okay? If they like it. They like it. Again, I'm talking in generalities. I'm sure there's some girls that don't like being touched in the small of the back. But, you know, first you touch them on the, you jokingly like tap them on the side, and then you kind of escalate that, right? And then maybe, you know, she's got earrings, and you're like, oh, those are nice earrings, and you just kind of like brush her hair, you know, as you point to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like that escalation. And then, like, you can kind of like start getting closer and closer, and then you go for the kiss, right? But it's not like that was the biggest thing that I was just bad, is I was get handsy. That was my biggest thing I didn't understand growing up, is that you need to this is if I get a girlfriend. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you're younger, this is going to be with, like, because I understand how younger relationships work, where it's like, you know, you start like talking to a girl, and then you're like, oh, you want to be my girlfriend instead, right? But what is the small of the back? It's the lower area, like your lumbar, like just above your butt, basically, like that area. Like, not your upper, like where, you know, where it's like smaller and then it kind of spreads out. The small of the back is like that lower area. Yeah, and what I mean is, like, you know, you gotta build that up, right? So if you're maybe 16, if you're 14, like, you know, you can like, I had a friend when I was younger, and he was such a natural at flirting with girls. Like, he'd always be like he'd grab their hand and he'd take their hand and be like, look, my hand's bigger than yours. You know, like that kind of stuff. It's so silly, but he was so freaking like, it was just a natural with girls. He was a natural with girls, right? And he'd just be doing that kind of stuff, like playing with their hands, playing with their hair. And it's like, you just got to build up that comfort level. So if you're like 14, you're 16, you're talking like your first girlfriend ever, I mean, that's going to take like, you know, a weeks or maybe months till you go for that first kiss. If you've never, you know, you never kissed, it's a little bit. I mean, like, once you get older, I mean, for when I was 21, so I guess I met my girlfriend when I was 24. I met her at the bar. I just like went up to her, and this is the line, man. This is the friggin' line. Dude, I was pimping. Okay, not really, but I said, my friend actually wanted to talk to her friend, and basically, like, he went. I was like, I'll wingman for you. So I like go up to them. I'm like, hey, what's up? And I just said to her, I was like, I don't know. We got into conversation. Anyways, I got her number, and I was like, let's go on a date. So like, we went on a real coffee date, which no one wants to do in high school. It's a lost thing, but they're good, man. Go on dates and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I kind of want to have my girlfriend on the podcast. I want to talk about all this, like how we got together and stuff. But, you know, it was like we went on the first date, and you know, when you're older like that, you can do all that in a bit of a night, really. Like, you know, it's like touching the hand, and then, you know, going for the arm. Like, as soon as you meet them, you know, you give like a hug, like just that kind of stuff. It's really important, man. It's really important. Were you drunk when you met your girlfriend? Oh yeah. Oh man, I was so drunk when I met her. Like, I remember parts of it, but like I don't even remember the full thing. So drunk Pat was wheeling, man. And I'm gonna be honest, once you get like legal drinking age, way easier to talk to girls. Okay, coffee dates are my life, dude. Coffee dates are great. Okay, first date, dude, always go coffee date, because if it's awkward, you can end it quick. So that's what I recommend, man, is coffee date. But yeah, like you just gotta do it. And once, like I said, once you get to college, high school is a whole different breed. But once you get out of high school, trust me, you're on a less level playing field, but you have an opportunity. You have way more opportunities, man. You can start working out. You can work on that personality. And really what I recommend, man, is just get used to like just talking to people, maybe like a girl you don't even want to hang out with. It's all practice is really what it is, dude. It's all practice. And I try to keep it like, try to keep this PG. So I don't want to go into the more sexual sides of things, but that's all practice too, man. You just got to work at it. So that's what I recommend, man, is work on yourself as a person to get a girlfriend, and don't be a pussy. Because that's how you get friend zoned, is you don't want to touch her, and then she's like, oh, this guy isn't physically engaging with me. Like, you got to make you're attracted to her known. A little bit harder to do that in high school, not gonna lie. People are nervous, people make fun of you for trying, but don't feel bad to get rejected, man. You listen, this is the thing, man. You're already fine on your own. You'll be fine if she doesn't want you, okay? If she says no, it's okay. Yeah, this is making me look back at all the opportunities I've had in the past. Dude, I know. I wish 16, well, not even 16, like 18-year-old Patrick, fresh in university, freshly single, had known this thing. But I had to learn it, man. I had to learn it. I was like, okay, why don't girls want to talk to me? Why am I so bad with this? Why is the one girl that I really like friend zoning me? It was just my fault. I was scared. Some girls ain't shit. Life moves on. Exactly, man. Yeah. Yeah, you got to make yourself likable, but not fake. I think the number one thing is, like, you want to be funny, which is hard, but you just got to work at it. And there's going to be good dates, there's going to be bad dates. So, like, first ever coffee date I went on, she was cool, it was good, but it just didn't work out. Went on another coffee date, and I was just like, okay, actually, I made it a goal in my second year at university. It's like, I want to go on 10 coffee dates with 10 different girls. I didn't even specify 10 different girls. I was just like, I want to go on 10 dates. Okay. And I was thinking, like, with different girls just to give myself experience doing this, right? I was like, I'm not even looking for a girlfriend. I just want to go on dates just so I can get practice talking to girls in like a one-on-one where you're not at a party drunk and, you know what I mean? Like a real one-on-one conversation, a real date. And the first one I went on, man, it was awful. It was awful. Like, we just didn't get along. She was like, I don't know, she was in like theater or something. I was in business, and she's like, oh, that's boring. I'm like, oh yeah, how's your job gonna go? I don't know. But it was just like a really weird date. The other thing I will throw in here, I swear girls do this, man. I swear girls will do this, is I asked the girl out 5 times, none works. It happens, man. Plot twist, he dated a guy. I forget where I was going with that. I kind of just forgot. Oh, you got rejected 5 times. But dude, like I said, I mean, this is a little bit easy, a bit of a life hack. I'm sure you've heard it before. It's like, if you don't ask her, that's already a no. So you may as well ask her, man. Girls like guys that are funny. Yeah, but like I said, your personality might not get along with her personality, right? And it's something you got to work. That's the stuff that I was bad at, man. But like I said, I dated a girl for 4 years through high school. So I got really good at being the boyfriend. Like, I'm not good at getting girls, like I said. I was never good, really just not a natural at that. Much better at holding a relationship, though. What about small talk? Man, just talk about anything. Talk about her. Just talk about her, dude. Ask her stuff. What do you do? What are your interests? Who you be with? Just, like, it doesn't even, I'm sorry, but, like, first date, doesn't even matter what you talk about. Just be interested in her. The number one way a girl will think the date went well is if you talk about her. You ask her, what do you do? Where do you work? I don't know. What are your interests? Oh, you like this? That kind of stuff is important, man. Just talk about her. Talk about you a little bit, but trust me, girls like it when they get to talk about themselves. I'm single and I don't care. That's the attitude, man. Ultimately, coming back to it full circle, is the number one way to get a girlfriend is you can't act like you want a girlfriend, because if you come off as desperate, she's okay, right? Like, I'm gonna give you an example here, man. You've got a thing of G Fuel that you want to sell, all right? And maybe that's not a good example, but let's say there's this guy, you know, you're the super desperate guy, and you're like, I'll take whatever I can get. Like I said, you might not even put that vibe out, but if it's the truth, girls just know, man. They know. I don't know how, but they know. So I feel like if you're desperate like that, girls know. As they get older, they get wiser. They can tell more, man. They can spot insecurity a mile away. You might be insecure, but as long as you put that positive thing out, that's important, right? But girls 100% love to talk about this. I'm glad we have a few girls in here that can confirm these things. Like, I don't know. I just think, like, for me, it was like as soon as I didn't want a girlfriend, I got a girlfriend. And that was the other thing I was going to say is, like, you know, you want to give the girl attention, but you don't want to give her too much attention once you're talking to her. I'm not saying be a dick. I'm not saying leave her on read, but just don't give her your all, you know? Stay open, okay? Don't come off as desperate, right? Like, she doesn't reply, deal with it, man. You're fine. If she doesn't want to talk to you, then that's fine. Okay, move on. Be open to the fact, like, my thing every single time I'd start talking to a girl, we'd get a connection, and then I'd get clingy. I wouldn't even try to be clingy, but deep down, I was being clingy because I would worry, oh, she's not replying to me, all this kind of stuff. You gotta cut that, man. You gotta cut that. Oh, you can't be clingy. You can't come off as desperate. You can't get married this summer. Good stuff, man. Compliment us. That's important too. But also, you gotta have a push and a pull. Yamato says compliment us. You want to compliment, but you also want to add and take away. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I explain it? Especially a girl that's really confident, you kind of gotta, like, I'm not saying be a dick to them, but, like, subtly be a dick. You know what I mean? Like jokingly, you gotta be able to make fun of them too. You know what I mean? To kind of press them, but, like, not in a mean way. It's just like tease them. You know what I mean? You gotta tease people. You tease her. You know, like, oh yeah, you know, like, my girlfriend's older than me. This is another good example, dude. I got all kinds of pieces of information. Another good piece of information here is don't let her get you worked up, man. Girls will do that too. They'll throw you like I don't even know if girls realize they do this, but they always do it. It's like this test they do. And I never believed it until I realized that it always happens. But they'll throw a bit of shade your way. So my girlfriend's is older than me, right? And we were talking about something, and she's like, oh, well, you're younger, so you must be really immature, right? And that like so subtle. I don't even know if I don't even think it was a thing. But I swear to God, girls like do this subconsciously, is they test the guy to see how you react to that little pressure, that little push, you know. And it's kind of that thing is like, are you gonna be a pussy? Are you gonna let that get you worked up? You know what I mean? So like, oh yeah, you must be really immature. It's like, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? I think I remember what I said in that situation. I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm a baby. You know, you're gonna not be able to deal with me at all. You know, accept it and make it worse. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I remember another thing she said is like, because I had our time for our date wrong or something, and I was like, okay, see you at like 6 or something, and she's like, I think your time's off there. We were gonna do it at 6:30. And something like that. Anyways, you know, kind of like just one of those, like, I forget what she said, but it was something like, you know, along the lines of like, oh gee, you can't even you know, remember the time of our date or something like that. And I was like, sorry, that's just, I know, you know, because I was younger than her. I was like, oh, sorry, that's just close to my bedtime. You know, go with the joke. You know, go joke along with them. Yes, TZ Aether, just joke along with them. Don't get defensive. It's kind of important. How do you recover from a breakup, man? Exercise, hose, and getting good at something. That's what I would say. I mean, if you wanna like get another girl, you know, as a rebound, that's fine. But all I would say is no, seriously, man. Cocaine and strippers. That's how you get over a breakup. No. How you get over a breakup is you exercise and you become a better person. That's how I got over my breakup when I broke up with my girlfriend of 4.5 years. I just started hitting the gym every day, and I started grinding at that YouTube. Like I know guys that they play the like dick card where they're like intentionally mean to a girl. Sometimes that'll work at girls. Like some girls will some girls will like respond to that in a way that like, oh, you know, a girl that's more secure with herself might respond to that okay. A girl that's insecure might like it might work, but I don't recommend being a dick, man. Like I know a guy, he would do that a lot in high school, and I feel like it works more in high school when girls are insecure, like you're mean to them. For some reason it makes them like you. But once you get to the real world, it's like a hack, you know what I mean? And it's not real. It's like a shortcut. And it might work for a little bit, but it's not the real way to do it. Like you got to be a nice dude. And that's why people think, okay, this is why people think girls like assholes. They say, oh, girls just like assholes. I'm the nice guy. No, the reason girls like assholes is because they're not scared to make a move. They're not scared. They're secure with themselves. It's that they like. They like a guy that's nice, but it just so happens that guys that are assholes don't happen to care whether, you know, oh, if I try to kiss this girl, I don't care what she says. They don't care. They go for it. They take hold. Now, yes, they're an asshole and, you know, it's not good. But that's the aspect of the asshole that girls like, is that ruthlessness, that like, I like this girl, I'm going to go for her. I don't care how she reacts. It's not that he's mean. It's just those traits of like being a little bit more alpha, okay? It's an important word, man. I hate to use it. Bye, Axel. Also, I think we got rated, so what's up, Alex? Nice guy syndrome. Yes, Yamatato. Yeah, that's a great name. Yamatamato. Ew, nice guy TM syndrome. I don't have 20/20 vision, by the way. The people have been asking. Dude, don't be a nice guy. Like, if you say you're a nice guy, you may not be a nice guy. Working for a dick is something I just don't get. Yeah, man. Like, it's not the fact that they're mean that guys like, girls like. It's just the fact that they're not scared. They're willing to just do things that nice guys wouldn't do. Alpha, man. I really hate using that term, but it's so true. You got to be an alpha, man. You got to be an alpha. And guys that are assholes are typically more alpha male. And you don't want to be that beta that's scared to touch her. Because guess what? If you're scared to touch her hand, she's not gonna be sexually attracted to you. It's that easy. So there you go. There's like a whole pro tip on how to get a girlfriend. That was like an hour of girlfriend talk. Rip, I have nice guy syndrome. Man, don't worry about being a nice guy. Like, if you're good, be a good human being. Okay, that's important. But just don't be a frail little bitch. Okay, that's what we're gonna say. I'm sorry, it might hurt. I was one, man. I still am a little bit. Get better, okay? Get better. Nice guys finish last. We also like bad boys because we think we can make them good. Is that true, Snooks? Is that true? I don't know if that's true. Yeah, you think you can. The truth is, though, like, you can't change someone. You know, you can ask them to change, but like, you'll never truly change someone. You know, like, there's things like, even my girlfriend is like, oh, I don't like this. I'm like, okay, I won't do it, but like, you know, it's still in me. You know what I mean? Just aspects of me, you know, that you might not like, about me, but it's like, listen, it's just how I am. And like, I'll try not to do that, but that's still who I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. He called me a bitch. See, you're sad about being called a bitch. You're being a frail little bitch. Okay. What happens if that girl you like calls you a bitch? Are you gonna cry? She's not gonna want you then. How's she gonna date you then? If you cry over me, there you go, man. Prove my point. Don't be a bitch. It used to be don't be a C word. I don't like to say that word, man. It's too aggressive. Don't be a bitch, Pat 2017. Then we get all shitty because they're bad to us. Yeah, I guess so. But again, I think it's that Snooks. I think it's that it's great having a few girls here, especially Snooks. She says she's getting married, so she's a little bit older. She's been around the block. I'm assuming. I don't know her, but I'm just assuming. Like, I feel like, yeah, I just feel like it's that like alpha thing, you know. Girls are attracted to the alpha male. It's literally biology to like the guy that's a leader. I think that's partially why girls like taller men. That's the one area I have been blessed in. 6'3", perfect height for the ladies. Like I said, I don't got a very strong chin, but at least I'm tall. You know, tall and strong chin. That's good. But I think honestly, if you're a super attractive dude, like you're at a huge disadvantage. Not even gonna lie, because like if you're super attractive and girls just come to you, like you wouldn't learn all this stuff. Like when I would go to the bar, like girls don't come up to me, you know. Oh, I'm 20, still quite young. Okay, you're just getting married young then, Snooks. But you're that's old enough. Confidence is caught. But yeah, like I mean, sometimes girls will approach me, but like not very often, right? But if you're like that 10 dude who's just so hot, girls are dancing, you know what I mean? You don't have to go through all this stuff and girls are just throwing themselves at you. It's not a good thing, right? Because then like you don't learn these skills, and then it just turns out people just like you. Girls just want you because you're attractive, and you can't actually, you know what I mean? That's you gotta have a jaw like Adam. 6'4" still going, dude. After you hit that 6'5", you don't want to like. It's true, but like I would say 6 feet, 6 to 6'5" is like where you want to be. You don't want to be any shorter than that, unless I mean maybe you want to be taller, but that hurts too. That hurts too. Good thing I'm a solid 2 out of 11. Oh, I'm 5'7". No, don't worry. Like, worry about your height once you're like older. You know, some of the guys like I'm 7'7", I'm 12 years old, but you're gonna grow, dude. You're gonna grow. I'm saying like once you're fully grown. Okay. Knowledge is for the taking, Pat. Anyways. Yeah, no, I'm talking once you're like fully grown. So like, let's look at your height at like 18 or 19, and then let's talk. But at 5'8", only 14, like yeah, you still got to go through the greater aspect of puberty. Like puberty is what, like 13 to 18, pretty much. You'll be growing. I'm 6 inches bigger than my girlfriend. 6 inches taller than her too. Okay. Any thoughts on Noah's GF? Man, I think it's really cool. Any relationship, like I got a friend who's been dating a girl for 7 years now. They met in junior high. I think those relationships are awesome. Wary of it, right? Because like if you're gonna be in a relationship that long, you do miss that aspect of that growth. But ultimately, all this growth is so you can get a girlfriend, you can get a wife. So if the first girl you meet is like the girl of your dreams, which I think these two people that I know are, I don't know Martina, but I think Noah is a great dude. And I think Noah will make a good husband, and I don't think Noah would marry someone. Noah's situation, like, he's a pretty successful dude. He's not going to marry lightly. So I'm sure Martina is a very lovely lady. But in my experience of people that I actually know that have been dating for a long time like that, I would say, really, it's just, it's cool. It's awesome, man, if you can get that. Like I said, I dated a girl for 4.5 years, and it's like, it's cool to have a long relationship like that, but I'm glad we didn't get married at the same time, because I feel like I wouldn't have time to grow as an individual. I'm sure she feels the same way. Like, you grow together, but sometimes you need to be an individual, right? And they're really good for each other. They're awesome. They're awesome. But you got to learn to be single. That's the number one thing, man. You got to learn. Okay. Here you go. Here's the number one thing. This is what it's come down to. How to get a girlfriend. Learn to be single. And then guess what? You're asking the wrong question. How do I get a girlfriend? You got to learn to be single. You don't got to figure out how to get a girlfriend. You got to learn to be single. Okay? Learn to be secure in your own skin, your own self. You don't need a girlfriend. All right? That is the key to getting a girlfriend. Because as soon as I said, I'm enjoying this, I like being single now, as soon as I did that, within a month, I got a girlfriend. Within a month, dude. Like, my mom was even like, as soon as you say that, that's when you're going to get a girlfriend. As soon as you start being comfortable being single, I think that's just what girls see it. They see it, and it happens. I don't know, man. But as far as, like, the boyfriend stuff goes, Um, Number one thing, okay? This isn't even the thing with this is all this advice isn't even advice just to get a girlfriend. It's advice for self-improvement, right? And it just so happens that getting a girlfriend, you need self-improvement. How do I learn to be single? Get good at stuff. I don't know. Does guitar help get girls? Dude, every girl likes getting played guitar too. But I'm going to be honest. You got to be able to sing. Like, there was like two girls, like my current girlfriend and a previous girl that I wasn't dating, but I was like, I was kind of seeing. Playing guitar for them, they love it, man. It's awesome. I play guitar and they love it. But if you can sing, that's where you get the bitches. If you can sing and play guitar. I can't sing, so I could impress girls, but yeah. The girl I've liked for 4 years is moving to Texas. Well, guess what? It's a good thing, man. You should move on because you've liked her for 4 years. You haven't made a move. Time to move on. Find someone else. And that's the thing you gotta understand is it's easy to get swept up in a single girl. I've done it a million times, and then I forget about all these other girls that I could be dating. And if they don't want, and that's the thing is you gotta remember, man. If they don't want to be with you, whatever, on to the next one. Because there's a lot of girls out there, and you may not think so, but there are. We all get that one girl that we just can't get over. That we just, oh, this is the girl I want. But trust me. Yeah. Anyways, back to boyfriend. The only thing I can say for being a boyfriend is understand that all girls are a little bit crazy. Some are more crazy than others. But I'm sorry, girls. You're all on the spectrum of crazy. On the other side, I'm not gonna be conceited here. Guys are stupid, okay? So girls sometimes have over-realistic expectations. They get a little crazy. Girls, we can all admit this, okay? No judgments. Guys are stupid though, and we don't realize what's going on. So it's like girl has this problem. Maybe it's a little bit irrational, but guy is stupid and he doesn't understand the problem. That's how a lot of conflicts start, man. I'm sorry. Guys make us crazy, fam. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's your fault. It's just girls' nature is they're a little bit crazy. But that's from a guy's perspective where I don't understand girls. So maybe that girls acting crazy is really like girls understand it, but I don't because I'm a guy and guys are stupid, okay? Like we don't get girls, okay? And guys are stupid and guys do stupid things and girls look at guys like guys are stupid. That's the way I look at girls as though they're crazy. It's like I don't understand sometimes the things they do. You're all on a spectrum of crazy. And guys, we're all on a spectrum of stupid, okay? You could be like a 3 out of 10 crazy. That's like very normal, okay? Maybe you're just crazy like once in a while. Understand guys don't understand well. Girls come off crazy, guys come off as being stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm stupid. He's right. See? Guys, you know what I mean? But every girl's had that crazy girlfriend moment at least once, I think it's just all it is really is just a misunderstanding of the sexes. Girls don't understand guys don't understand well. Girls come off crazy, guys come off as being stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm stupid. He's right. See? Guys, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm sorry girls in the chat. Like I'm not saying you're crazy, but like it's just how we perceive some of your actions when we don't understand what you're doing. But what I think, and this is for living a healthy life, man. This is like my number one piece of advice here is seek to be. No, sorry. Doesn't matter if it's a girl, if it's a friend, if it's a family member, if it's a work colleague, if it's a teacher, whatever. Do not seek to be understood. First, seek to understand. Okay. It is the most important thing. It is the most important thing. I'm not crazy. I'm crazy not going to deny it. See? We have a girl admit it. Okay? Thank you. That's all I need. That's all I need. Anyways, plus girls have hormones. That's the other thing, man. It's like hormones really play a huge part on girls. So like I can't be all your fault. Guys are way more stable with their hormones because they don't have periods. So like it's not so much an issue, but girls go up and down, and that is a lot. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just, anyways. I'm getting all over the place. But seriously, like, don't try to be understood. The 7 habits of highly effective people. Someone knows what I'm talking about. seriously, man, the number one thing to be a better person, to be a more empathetic person, to be a more understanding person, to make people like you more, to get over arguments, you need to understand before you try to be understood. So, what I mean by that is you're in a conflict, okay? Girls acting crazy, you're being stupid. Let's say you were out at a party and you were talking to this girl, okay? And you didn't really think it was anything. Like, she used to be a friend before you were dating your girlfriend, and maybe she was being a little bit flirty with you, and the girl gets a little bit upset because maybe she doesn't know that you guys were friends, whatever, okay? And then you leave, and the girl's like, like, why were you talking to that girl? Like, she was being really flirty with you. And then is like, well, she's my friend. And she's like, well, she was like touching your face, and like she really was obviously into you and all this stuff. And then what people will respond is like, well, whatever. Like, no, like, you got to understand, like, she was just my friend, People will always do that. They always, their ego gets involved, right? And they go, no, you don't understand me. You don't understand. No, this is how it is. She's just my friend. Like, no, do you like, and then it escalates. And the way you got to handle situations like that, where there's a misunderstanding, is you got to be able to say, like, oh, like, I'm sorry. Like, I guess let me understand where you're coming from. Like, I'm sure you're probably thinking, like, okay, there's this girl and I don't know her, and like, it's making me feel uncomfortable. And you say, like, is that how you're feeling? You know what I mean? She's like, yeah. And it's like, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, be able to understand where she's coming from. Because as soon as you can articulate that, like, okay, I understand, like, your concern, like, okay, so you thought this random girl was talking to me, and that made you feel uncomfortable, and she was flirting with me, and you didn't understand what was going on. Like, I understand that. As long as as soon as you can articulate that, she's gonna feel a lot better. Anyone's gonna feel a lot better in any situation when you prove that you understand their feelings, that you can actually empathize with them. Okay? And then they're gonna feel opened up, and they'll be willing to hear your side of the story. It's just human nature, okay? Yeah, man. Like, you just gotta say, you gotta be willing to understand their side first, and then that's how the conversation goes. And then you just say, yeah, no, she's just my friend. Like, I'm sorry if she was a little bit flirty, but that's just how she is. I've been friends with her for like the last 5 years, and it's not an issue. And boom, crisis averted. Just try to understand people. And this isn't even as much for girlfriends. Pat, you're a human cheat code. Dude, that actually is that's an awesome comment, man. Thank you. I like that. I like human cheat code. This is information I always wish I knew. But seriously, number one thing, man. And this doesn't even have to be, we have bad emotional awareness. That's true. Boys are more stupid than girls. Boys are savages and animals. I'm a boy, though. Yeah, we especially in our puberty stages, we're just so savage, man. That's just really crazy. Oh, and I mean, there's 10 out of 10 crazies out there, man, who are gonna key your car and punch you in the face, and like, oh my god, dude, don't deal with that. A lot of fun, but not worth it. Oh, here's another one. Guys get stupid around their friends and drives us crazy. So that's just wanting to not be perceived by the group of friends like you're being weird, Guys, yeah. Like, guys will act way different around their group of friends than they will around you. It's just something you got to accept. But that's not like being fake, you know what I mean? Like, I would talk to my friends a little bit differently than I talk to my parents, that I talk to my grandmother, then I talk to my girlfriend, then I would talk to someone in a business meeting. So I was gonna say my boss, but I was like, hey, you don't have a boss. I don't know. Yeah, dude, it's so important to understand people. Empathy is a talent worth learning. Learn how other people feel and react, and you will gain trust and influence over them. And I'm not saying that in a manipulative way, but if you can make people feel, if you can understand how people feel and make them feel that you understand them, it's a really, really good skill to have as a person. Most importantly, helps in relationships, but all over. That's just if you don't want your girlfriend mad at you, just explain why she is mad at you, and then she won't be mad at you anymore. at least you can begin the healing process. But as soon as you start making excuses, well, this, that, and the other thing, no, because you're just trying to get your side of the story off, and people don't care about your side of the story. Now, if everyone acted this way, it would never work, but most people don't, so that's the key. So much knowledge, man. Learn from experience. And that's the ultimate thing, man, is like, I don't know much about anything, but I've learned a few things along the way, and I'm really dumb compared to where I'll be when I'm 31. And when I'm 31, I'm going to be really dumb compared to when I'm 41. But I understand the plight of the young male very well. And there's a little bit of advice for if you've been through that. So overall, I just think, yeah, it just comes down to working at yourself. What if you like your teacher? Oh man, it's never gonna happen, but rip. We've all been there, man. That one hot teacher. Other than that, though, man, just birth control it up, have sex, bang the hose, all that good stuff, man. All that good stuff. I don't know. Birth control, though, seriously. Every time I do a podcast where I talk about like sex and stuff and like girls, I'm always like, make sure you get that condom, though. Okay, you don't want no kid. Seriously, like as a guy, number one way to mess up your life is have a kid, man. Like when you're young. I'm not saying like when you're 30, if you have a kid, that sucks. But I'm saying like if you're 16 and you get a girl pregnant, like fuck. Don't be that guy, okay? Don't be that guy, because then you're gonna have to work way harder. Your kid isn't gonna have a good upbringing, or you can be the asshole that leaves their kid. Man, don't get a girl pregnant. And girls, don't get pregnant, okay? I don't know. He says it's PG. This is pretty PG. This is really PG, actually. Well, listen, we're talking about girls, but I'm not saying like, birth control is a good thing. Who would like a teacher? Man, pull-out game. Don't be silly. Wrap your willy. Take the 16 personality test. Oh, I have done it, man. I've done it twice. When I was younger, I was an ISTJ, I believe. I was an ISTJ personality. The logistician. A year ago, I was an ENTP. I changed a lot over like 5 years, but you do change. I was the debater then. Should I take the test? Man, I'm kind of curious now. Sure, I was gonna end it, but let's just keep going. All right, we're gonna do. Takes less than 12. Okay, so like it'll be like 10 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a personality test because someone asked, and I'm actually curious now. Okay, personality test. Curious. I'm actually curious now. I want to know my personality. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. See, I used to, but not anymore. I disagree. You often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. Agree. Should we do this together, guys? You want to do a personality test with me? I don't know where this podcast is going, but this is just, I don't know. This could be interesting, right? This could be interesting. There we go. I'll bring it up for you guys. Bring up my personality. Oh. I want to do a personality test because it's been a while, all right? It's been a while. Okay, so you find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. You often get so lost with thoughts that you ignore. That's definitely me. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. I would say I kind of agree. You find it easy to stay relaxed and focused even when there is some pressure. Yeah, man, friggin' speed running and stuff. Yeah, you gotta stay at. You do not usually initiate conversations. I would agree with that. Like, I'm good at conversations, but I'm not good at initiating. You rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity. Oh, dude, I will. Oh my God, I will guinea pig myself. Like, oh, I heard this is good for you. I'll just take it. Like some vitamin or like kombucha or something random. You feel superior to other people. Strongly disagree, man. We're all the equal in our own ways, and we're all just a mixed match of our experiences in our life. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. Disagree. Adaptability is number one key. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. Motivated, yes. Energetic, no. So I'm going to do a little bit there. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. 100%. I don't care about being right. I care about making sure we're all good standings. Often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. Used to be that 100%. Still a little bit, but I've gotten a lot better at that. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. I'm gonna say tidy. No, I'm not very tidy. You do not mind being the center of attention. Oh, dude, you saw that picture on my Instagram where I'm like surrounded and I'm just like smiling. I love being the center of attention. I'm not gonna lie. You consider yourself more practical than creative? I would say so. Yeah, definitely. As far as my content goes, it's more practical content that I can do every day than like Lex crazy creative. People can rarely upset you. Yeah, it takes a lot to upset me. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. I wouldn't say so, man. I also got a concussion like 9 months ago, and concussions can significantly change your personality. So even though a year ago I was an ENTP, I'm probably going to be different now because of that concussion. It's often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. I'm going to do a little bit of a disagree. Your mood can change very quickly. No, it's kind of like middle, but I'm going to say like not so much. I'm good, but I used to be better. In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's true. You rarely worry about how your actions will affect other people. Strongly disagree. I'm pretty conscientious of other people. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than to a methodical and organized approach. 100%. That's what streaming is, okay? Not doing anything, just chilling. Now we got to grind. Chilling. That's 100%. You're envious of others. No, I'm really not envious of many people. Can I think of anyone I'm envious of? I'm envious of people that have a healthy brain, that don't have headaches. An interesting book or video game is often better than a social event. Oh, that is such a tough question because I'm a gamer, but I love social events. Okay, if it was like my friends are hanging out all together and I could read a book or play a video game, I would definitely go to the social event. But the thing is, video games is my job, so kind of a hard question to ask. But let's say a book. Like, do I want to sit home and read a book or go to a social event? Definitely social event. Sometimes I want to stay home and watch a book, though. I'm going to go just a little bit disagree with that. Develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. Yeah, man. Just got to figure out what you got to do and then do it. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. Definitely disagree with that. I always get carried away by fantasies and ideas. Often find yourself lost in thought when you are walking in nature. Oh my God, yes. Someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if he said something wrong. Okay, so that's more like if a girl texts you and you're like, oh God, you say that wrong thing and like she leaves you on read. I worry about that, even though saying you shouldn't as a guy that wants to get girls, I do it. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart. Yes, if you're going to be an asshole, you're not a very good person. But if you're kind, then you're a good person. Absolutely. You don't let other people influence your actions. Disagree a little bit. Definitely let people influence me. Your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. Yeah, realistic, but still dreams. It does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. New workplace. I don't have new workplace. So let's say when I was at university, sure, a little bit. More of a natural improviser than a careful planner. Definitely on that improvisation. Emotions control you more than you control them. Oh man, anxiety, dude. I am a ball of anxiety and it kind of controls me, but I started meditating daily and I'm really getting better. So I'm going to say just a little bit. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or role play activities. Kinky. No, not at all. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas so much, man. I'll go with an idea. I was like, I don't think this will work, but like, just like explore those ideas. Absolutely, that is so me. Rather improvise than spend time coming up with a rather improvise. I kind of would like to improvise, but I need a plan. But I also improvise, so let's just go a little bit. A relatively reserved and quiet person. I actually am, believe it or not. Like, if you meet me in real life, I'm not like quiet, and I'm not like nervous, but I'm like reserved. I would say reserved, yeah. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. Loyal but underperforming. Yeah, I would. If you're underperforming, if you're loyal, see, loyal is good, man. I'll give them a chance. If you often contemplate the reasons for human existence, oh my God, that is like 100%. But I was gonna say actually I disagree with that, but it's like I think I want to say I figured that out, but like way deeper than just human existence. But yeah, absolutely. Logic is more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. Okay. You guys are all answering it as we go with it. I love it. Logic is more important than heart. Oh, that's a tough question, man. I have always been logic. I don't even consider my gut or my heart. 19 years, 20 years of my life, and like in the last 6 months, that's again something I've been working on. So I would say like 95% agree, but working on being a little bit more gut, a little bit more heart. Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. I'm more of a to-do list kind of guy. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest a way to deal with your problem. Yeah, I like to think that I'm like, people can rant to me and I can feel like, like, oh, cool, man, like whatever, I feel you. Maybe give some advice, but also, yeah. I rarely feel insecure. It's weird, man. Like when I was single, I was so insecure, but now that I'm not single, I'm way more secure. My girlfriend really actually gives me a lot of security, I feel like. So I'm gonna say like a little bit. Definitely more secure than a normal, I would say the average person, but still insecure because we're all really insecure. I'm gonna go neutral. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. A little bit. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. I disagree. You gotta teamwork, dude. You think everyone's views should be respected, regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. I freaking hate when people are like, well, I just know. I just know. No. Like, I will look at something and science says this is true. Like, okay, the one is like fat. This is my number one thing, man. People will tell me like fat's bad for you. And I'm like, how do you know that? How do you know that? Well, it's just something we've always known. Like, no, fat, like, you need fat in your diet. Healthy fat is important. Avocados and eggs and olive oil is important. You need it for your body. And people will say, oh, that's not so much true. And I'm like, you're wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. And I don't care if you think it is, but you haven't looked into the research. Sorry. Obviously, I disagree with that one. Because I feel a strong emotional pull to when people are wrong. Like, listen, I respect people's opinion. I guess I respect views. But if you're not supported by... Actually, you know what? Yeah, because I respect people's right to believe in religion, even if I don't think it's supported by facts or not. So, let's go with a little bit of a degree. But, like, if... I don't like when people believe things without facts, but I respect it. So, you feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. Used to, till I got my concussion. I would say just a little bit now. Used to be like a big agree. You frequently misplace your things. Quite a bit, yeah. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. Used to be so much more stable before the concussion. Because said, man, you hit your brain, you change as a human being. You're not the same person anymore. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. 100%. You would not call yourself a dreamer. Disagree. You might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Wow, that was really dumb. Sorry. Just forget I said that. I like that song. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. See, if I sing it like that, but don't speed sing it. Usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. Yeah, actually, which is funny because, like, you'd think, oh, he's a YouTuber, he's so secure with himself. But, dude, whenever I do a fan meetup, I'm like, holy, there's a lot of people. But I just get in a groove, actually. So, no, you're right, I don't. I'm nervous beforehand, but as soon as I get in the groove now. You rely more on your experience than your imagination. Nah, more imagination. You worry too much about what other people think? A little bit, yeah, probably. If the room is full, you stay close to the walls, avoiding the center. Yeah, man, I don't want to be, like, claustrophobically packed in front of a bunch of people. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. A little bit. I'll let pressure work at me, but I don't know. I think I'm good with that. You feel anxious in stressful situations. I feel anxious for no reason at all. Like, I just like general anxiety. I don't get anxious in stressful situations, though. But a little bit, maybe. You believe that it's more rewarding to be liked by others to be powerful. Oh, 100%, man. Why do you want power when no one likes you? You've always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things. Yes, boy. You often take initiative on social situations. I definitely would take initiative, I guess, but I'm like, still like reserved. The campaigner. Okay, so I used to be an ENTP, now I'm an EFP. Huh. Okay. So, what do you mean life is boring? Are we living this on the same planet? I don't know if I would agree with this, but extroverted? But see, I'm only 59% extroverted, 41% introverted, which that makes sense. 70% intuitive. Definitely intuitive. Thinking. Feeling. Judging or prospecting. Trait refers our approach to work, planning, and decisions making. Underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. Assertive. I would say I'm assertive. Okay, start reading. Okay, it doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for. And if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. Okay, yeah, I feel that. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dreams, for the future of being alive. Yeah, I can agree with that, man. Like, yeah, like follow your dreams, that kind of stuff is kind of me. Campaigner personally is a true fierce spirit. They are often the life of the party, but unlike types in the explorer role group, campaigners are less interested in the sheer excitement and pleasure of the moment than they are in enjoying the social and emotional connections they make with others. Charming, independent. Yeah, like I would like at a party like connect with one person. I guess this is me. Charming, independent, energetic, and compassionate. 70% of the population that they comprise can certainly be felt in any crowd. You think? I don't think I'm that outgoing though, man. You can change the world with just an idea. More than just sociable people pleasers. Definitely a people pleaser. Campaigners like all their diplomat cousins and are shaped by the intuitive quality, allowing them to read between the lines with curiosity and energy. They tend to see life as a big, complex puzzle where everything is connected. Yeah, but unlike analysts, I feel like I'm kind of analysts though, who tend to see that puzzle as a series of systematic machinations. Campaigners see it through a prism of emotions, compassion, mysticism, and are always looking for a deeper meaning. Fiercely independent. True. Much more. They crave. Yeah, that is 100% accurate. And I know a lot of these things are like, this agrees with me. I don't agree with. This really lines up. But that is like my life in a nutshell. It's like more than stability and security, creativity and freedom. Like that is YouTube in a nutshell. You don't care about the security and the stability of it. You want the creativity to do what you want and the freedom to do it how you want to do it. Yeah. Don't lose that little spark of madness. Oh, man, this actually might very well be me. This very well may be me. Dang, this is interesting. Luckily, campaigners know how to relax. That little spark of madness. I agree with that. I do have a little spark of madness in me. And I think it's a good spark. Many other types are like. Let me pop. Maybe let me pop back to my face so you guys can see me. Sorry. There we go. Many other types are likely to find these qualities irresistible, and if they found a cause that sparks their imagination, campaigners will bring an energy that oftentimes thrusts them into the spotlight, held up by their peers as a leader and a guru. This always isn't where independents want to be. Worse still, if they find themselves beset by the administrative tasks and routine maintenance that can accompany a leadership position. Campaigner self-esteem is dependent on the ability to come up with original solutions, and they know that they have the freedom to be innovative. They can quickly lose patience or become dejected if they get trapped in a boring role. Accurate. Campaigners know how to relax, and they're perfectly capable of switching from a passionate, driven idealist in the workplace to that imaginative, enthusiastic free spirit on the dance floor. Often with suddenness that can surprise even their closest friends. Being in a mix also gives them a chance to connect emotionally with others, giving them cherished insight into what motivates them. Robert Downey Jr., Will Smith, Robin Williams, and Drew Barrymore. Russell Brand, Quentin Tarantino, Meg Ryan, Kelly Clarkson, Michael Scott from The Office, Phil Dunphy from Modern Family. So a lot of actors. Man. Peter Malark from The Hunger Games. Okay. Willy Wonka. Huh. Interesting. See, I feel like that's really interesting. An ENFP. Did anyone else get an ENFP? Did anyone else get EFMP? This is not how I thought this podcast was going to go. I agree. I was not prepared for this at all. But I feel like I could just go to another one and be like, oh, I really agree with that too. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what I'm definitely not. So I used to have the debater side, which I didn't really agree with that one. I agree with campaigner more than debater. I used to be an ISTJ, which was the logistician. That was definitely me when I was younger. But see, you think I could be an entertainer? Spontaneous, energetic, and enthusiastic people. See, that's not me. Smart, energetic, and very perceptive people who truly enjoy living on the edge. That's not me either. Very dedicated and warm protectors, always ready to defend their loved ones. Okay, let's go to defender, because this doesn't look like me. No. Let's go to consul. I'm going to try to find one, like, just to see if it's like, because I feel like it's really easy to go, oh, yeah, I totally agree with this. Encourage, lift, and strengthen one another, for the positive energy spread to one will be felt by us all. I can see that, but I don't agree with it, At their hearts, consul personalities are social creatures and thrive on staying up to date with what their friends are doing. Yeah, see, I don't really agree with that, I guess. Defender. Love only grows by sharing. You can only have more for yourself by giving it away to others. Deep down, that reminds me of Lex, to be completely honest. Defenders are true altruists, meeting kindness with kindness in excess and engaging the work and people they believe in with enthusiasm and generosity. See, I guess, you know what? Maybe I don't agree with that one either. Logistician. My observation is that whenever one person is found adequate to discharge of a duty, it is worse executed by two persons, scarcely done at all. Okay, see, that used to be me, but, like, not anymore. Okay, I wonder what Joe Rogan's personality type is, because I find I agree with a lot of his mindsets in life. Joe Rogan, personality type. He's just a very open guy, which I like. He is an and Joe Rogan is a good athlete. Although most fighters, INTPs are good fighters. I don't know. I'm just curious. Because, like I said, I agree with a lot of his things. People bring him as an INTP. What's that? A logician. Okay. I don't know. Just curious. Anyways, that was interesting. So I'm a campaigner. ENFP. I think ultimately that aspect of freedom is kind of me, but freedom. I don't know. That was interesting. Anyways, I agree with some of it. Don't agree with all of it. I kind of want to read more into it, man. Friendships, parenthood, romantic relationships. Let's go to romantic relationships. The advantage of irresistible charm when it comes to attracting a partner. Warmth, excitement, and passion are simply alluring. And see, that's actually what my girlfriend said. She's like, the first thing that stood out to you was your excitement, your enthusiasm. That was the first thing she said stood out to me. Hardly anyone around who is more excited than campaigners to share with their partners the bounty of ideas and eye-opening experiences that life has to offer. People with the campaigner and personality type relationships are joyous process of mutual exploration and imagination, chance to connect with another soul. Campaigners take their relationships seriously and are known for their uninhibited, unshakable devotion to the person who they committed their hearts to. I gotta be honest, I'm pretty devoted, man. Cannot live without a fire. What about career paths? Let's see here. It is that they lack talent or option. Okay, there's a challenge campaigners face. It isn't that they lack talent or options or drive. It's that there's so many things out there that are just cool. I feel that. I could feel that. Too many bosses, too few workers. They do not shine in systems of strict regimentation and hierarchy, such as military service. Definitely wouldn't be military. Thrive on the ability to question the status quo. Yeah, and explore the alternatives. Okay, man, the more I look at this, the more I agree, actually. It's interesting. Friendships. Cheerful and supportive, always sharing and developing ideas, staying open-minded, the warmth and sincerity making people the campaigner personality types. Drawing people out of their shells as a result, they tend to have a huge circle of friends. I have a fairly big circle of friends, I would say. Workplace habits. Two basic things. The chance to explore new ideas and the chance to conduct that exploration alongside other people who share that excitement. Quality show. See, that's kind of like doing Origins speedruns a little bit, right? It's like, oh, let's try this. This is why I like the podcast, though, is it lets me explore ideas. I don't like the term campaigner, but I like what they're saying about him. If these qualities are recognized by their employers, they will always be able to count on the campaigner employees to innovate and boost morale. Growth-orientated, people. Cool. Conclusion. Few personality types are as creative and charismatic. And see, that's what a YouTuber is, right? Is like being able to speak to people and being creative. That's like the two things you need for YouTube or need to learn. Known for their idealism and enthusiasm, campaigners are good at dealing with unexperienced. They can expect the challenges and brightening their lives of those around them. Campaigners' imagination is invaluable. Oh, so sweet. What about like the downsides of me? Like where? Oh, strengths and weaknesses. Okay. Curious, observant, energetic, excellent communicators, know how to relax. I know, but I'm not good at it. I know, yeah. Weaknesses, poor practical skills. When it comes, this is what I want to see. Conceiving ideas, because it's like, oh, I'm so good at this, but like, what about the bad sides of it, man? Comes to conceiving ideas and starting projects involving other people, they have exceptional talent. Unfortunately, their skill with upkeep, administration, and follow through on those projects struggles. Without more hands-on people to push day-to-day things along, campaigners' ideas are likely just that, ideas. I don't know about that. Like, I do get a lot of ideas, but once I get an idea, I'm going to sing with it, like YouTube, for example. Difficult to focus. Natural explorers of interpersonal connections and philosophy, but it backfires when that needs to be done and that report sitting right in front of them. Yeah, hard to maintain interest as tasks drift towards routine. Overthinking things for sure, but don't we all do that? Campaigners don't take things at face value. They look for underlying motives in the simplest of things. It's not uncommon for campaigners to lose a bit of sleep, asking themselves why someone did what they did, what it might mean, and what to do about it. Agreed. Easily stressed. Overthinking isn't just for benefit. Yeah. Highly emotional. Campaigners, even viewing as a core part of their identity, can come out strong enough to cause problems. Okay. Independent to a fault. Campaigners loathe being micromanaged and restrained by heavily handed rules. They want to be seen as highly independent masters of their own fates, even possessors of an altruistic wisdom that goes beyond draconian law. The challenge of campaigners is that they live in a world of checks and balances, a pill they are not happy to swallow. Cool. All right, well, that's interesting. I'm glad we did that. That was kind of random, but cool. I got INFP. Huh. Cool. Well, guys, I don't know. I was going to end it before I did that, but I was like, whatever, just add a little bit more in there. Anyways, guys, that was SmithSquad Podcast 132. Hope you enjoyed, and we're back for the summer. Should be good. See you guys next time. Peace, you freaking nerds. I wasn't even going to do that, but I was like, that's not a good outro. Anyways, big kiss. See you guys later. Peace.